Hi, today I would like to speak with you about a topic that is very close to me, which is achieving work-life balance. As a mompreneur, this topic is one of those topics I have to keep constantly working on as my personal and business ambitions grow. So right now, let's get into the entrepreneur's 14-step guide to achieving work-life balance, part 1. So check this out. If you search Google for entrepreneur personal relationships, you'll come across some interesting articles. Clearly, work-life balance harmony is not considered one of the defining characteristics of the life of an entrepreneur. But perhaps it should be. No doubt, 24/7 work requirements and a passion that may sometimes border on obsession can be difficult to balance against the focus and presence required to maintain healthy relationships. Let's begin by addressing the work-life balance myth. There are few problems with the concept of balancing work and life. First, it implies that there's a difference between work and life, which for entrepreneurs is really true. Also, it only measures output, which is exhausting, and it implies that your energy can be divided like a pie. Let's face it, the phrase work-life balance loses all meaning once you become an entrepreneur. For small business owners, there's a constant need to find equilibrium between a demanding career and a vital personal life. Assuming you can put the two on an even scale, like in the image above, the concept can be deceiving. You see, whether you are a solopreneur or employ 25 workers, the pull of business demands is ever present. To be successful in both arenas doesn't mean you have equal hours at home and in the office. It means you have found a rhythm that fulfills both sides. In other words, you have to find harmony in your life. So here's a checklist of 14 things you can implement starting today to ensure your life is in harmony. 1. Blend the parts together. If you segment life into separate compartments, it's really hard to blend them together and have harmony. Instead, you should view the important pieces of your puzzle as one unit, with several parts. For example, you can share the ups and downs and ask your spouse or kids to cheer you on. Conversely, at work, share the latest kid story to provide a solid belly laugh for your co-workers. When, not if, the two parts collide, each part is now aware of and supportive of the other, which makes it easier to find harmony. Be authentic is the second area that you should look at. Be you in every situation. You will have less stress, more peace, and more harmony in your whole life instead of just parts of it. Tip 3. Give and take. Sometimes you have to work long days and give more than average hours to your work. But in those times, you have to readjust expectations and to give that much more to your family at a later time. Tip 4. Communicate clearly. I've been in situations where the company's culture was come in early, leave very late, and work hard all the time to accomplish sales goals. For many small businesses, that demand is placed on you to ensure your business thrives. Since you are the one running the ship, you have to communicate clearly with your partners, employees, family, and even yourself. Provide vocal and written insight into how you expect to achieve harmony in your life and communicate these goals and needs clearly so that expectations are set and you're held accountable for what you said you'd achieve. Tip 5. Commit to harmony. Jim Collins, in his extensive study of the top companies, found there are 2 types of CEOs or executives in great companies. Type 1 executives make work their life. Type 2 executives have other passions and interests outside of the office demands. If you want to be the latter, you must commit to enabling harmony. Step 6. Focus on equilibrium. Instead of balance, small business owners report more success when they aim for healthy equilibrium. Nellie Alps of CoopNet says, don't focus on having an equal 50-50 balance of personal and business life every day. Personal life will come up sometimes during business hours, and sometimes work calls when you just put in a movie with the kids. Each day will screw in a different direction, but in the end, everything naturally balances out. Don't worry about making it perfect. Which of the following tips that we shared above currently shows up within your life? Tip 7. Embrace failure. Sometimes the very thing that can bring stress to your personal relationships can also come with lessons that can bring harmony and success to home relationships as well. Chantal Adams of Forever We Inc. says, running my own business has made me more tolerant of failure. To do something well takes practice. I want to be a great leader, a great wife, a great mom, and a great friend. Sometimes I feel like a failure in all those roles. When I fail, I evaluate what went wrong and pivot in a different direction. As long as I'm failing, I'm growing. Step 8. Learn from your mistakes. It's inevitable that you'll make some mistakes. Unfortunately, many entrepreneurs report that these mistakes cause a great deal in terms of personal relationships and health. However, the most important thing is to learn and grow from these mistakes so that you can change what needs to be changed to help you and your relationships thrive in the future. Sam O of Money Journal says, knowing absolutely nothing about online business, I spent 16 to 18-hour workdays for the first 2 years frantically studying and experimenting. I eventually built a passive income model that freed up my time. However, some of my friends had moved on because my absence and my family had grown bitter towards my business. My ridiculously long hours or workdays no longer became the focal point of my stress. I invested time now in rebuilding the relationships I had neglected over the years. I would like to know, so far based on this first session, how these tips have shown up in your lives. Leave a comment below and be sure to check out part 2 of this video.